everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. If you haven't already, make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button so you're not missing any of these reactions, any of my vlogs about my mental health journey, or any of my celebrity interviews about their mental health journeys. Today's reaction is not a request from a Patreon, but I will go ahead and link my Patreon below so you can see what I'm up to with my mental health outreach, get priority song requests, jump on live streams with me, get personalized pictures, and so much more. And every single dime goes toward my mental health outreach. And this is really what I've been focusing on during this transition in my life. So a lot of people ask how they can help me during this time. That is it. Help me do more of my outreach. Help me focus on this. That's really what I'm doing right now and what I want to focus on. Before I continue, I really want to thank you guys for being so patient with me. I know there's been some issues with audio, some issues with video, and I do check beforehand, but sometimes it seems okay to me, and then there's some problem when I'm done, like after the process is done of recording, and I don't want to listen to the song again because I want everything to be authentic. But I just wanted to thank you guys for being so patient with me during these transitions in my life. Unfortunately, one of the transitions was of my equipment, so there's been a lot of change and stuff, and I really appreciate you guys being so patient with me as I work out the kinks. So mwah, kiss up front. I love you guys. Today I'm going to be reacting to À Tout le Monde by Megadeth. I have really absolutely no idea what to expect. I know that À Tout le Monde means everyone in French, so maybe the song's in French, maybe part of the song's in French, maybe the band's French, I have no idea. Mais je suis ravie d'écouter cette chanson aujourd'hui. Peut-être je peux parler un peu de français. But yes, I'm really excited. I'm stoked today. I'm pumped, have loads of energy, so let's dive in.
Don't remember where I was. I realized life was a game. More seriously I took things, the harder the rules became.
I remember when I was in the worst part of my depression and everything just seemed so overwhelming, and I got to a point when I was healing where I started getting up in the morning, and instead of going, oh god, I can't do this again, I would think, what if life is like a game? What if life is like a video game, and the reason I'm struggling is because I haven't met the right person or collected the right items or upgraded my skills enough? Maybe that's what I have to do. I just have to find something else. So that is a really awesome lyric to me, realizing life is a game. And I had just actually posted over my Instagram about how sometimes we just take things too seriously, and that can lead to more problems than anything. And I think sometimes we just need to chill out, because when you take things really seriously, I feel like the rules do become harder. The game almost changes itself to continue getting harder. So I really relate to that.
I had no idea what it cost. My life passed before my eyes. I found out how little I accomplished. All my plans tonight.
I have been struggling with that recently, that I feel like I haven't accomplished anything to be where I'm at in my life, at my age, and I just feel like every time I make plans, they get derailed, and sometimes in the most absolutely gut-wrenching of ways. And I've been in that place lately where my life's passing before my eyes, and I really have to reconnect with what I believe my purpose to be and really focus in on that, be it my son or this outreach. I just have to focus on that, but that is so hard when you feel like everything is just for naught, or you feel like you haven't accomplished what you want to accomplish, or you just feel worthless. I've been there where I just feel completely worthless, like I'm never going to accomplish anything. So I'm already kind of heartbroken.
So as you read, there's no my friends. I'd love to stay with you all. Smile when you think of me. My body's gone fast. À tout le monde, à tous mes amis, je vous aime. Je dois partir.
I know this could be interpreted as a suicide note, but I actually don't take it that way, because the French was everyone, all my friends, I love you, I have to leave you. I think I got that in the right order. But I think that this is someone who's coming to accept their death. It's not suicide. It's not that they are wanting to leave. It's not that they are that they've lost their battle in that sense. It's that they've come to accept their imminent demise from for whatever reason. I don't know if we find out in the song, but I think that's a beautiful thing in of itself. Just finding a a message to leave behind, like finding your legacy to leave behind, and the ones that are left behind finding reasons to keep this person's love alive. I say that often. When my dad passed away, it was really hard for me because he was terminal, and I think he'd come to accept his death, but I had not. And it was just really difficult. And when my mom passed away, my world fell apart. And nowadays, I really look at it as, how can I share their love with the world? How can I share their message of love and compassion and all their wisdom with the world? And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me alive, is thinking, if I pass away, there's no one to continue sharing their love and their message with the world.
If my heart was still alive, I know it would surely break. And my memories left with you, there's nothing more to say. Moving on is a simple thing. What it leaves behind is hard. Below the sleeping, no more pain, and the living are scarred.
That is so true. The living are scarred. When my dad passed away, he was terminal, and I knew he was sick, and I knew he was in pain. And it wasn't that I was mourning his death, it was mourning that I had to live without him. And that was the hardest thing to come to terms with, because I felt so selfish that I still wanted him there despite the pain and stuff, because I needed him. I needed my daddy. I needed, that wisdom that only he could give, and that comfort that only he could give, and those insights that only he could give. And he was saying, I know if my heart were still alive, it would surely break, to see the pain that was left behind. And this is just kind of my own personal observation, but when I was on the ledge, I thought that what I was doing was best for everyone. I thought it was best for my son and best for my friends and best for the world. That's what the depression told me at the time. And for him to understand that his loved ones' hearts are going to break on his passing, that tells me that this is not suicide. Because when you are at that point of writing a suicide note, or taking your life like that, you don't realize that it's going to hurt people. You think it's for the best with people in many cases. At least that's my experience and the experience of a lot of other people. So I think this is more of coming to terms with death and accepting your own mortality than it is a suicide note.
À tout le monde, à tous mes amis, je vous aime, je dois partir. These are the last words I'll never speak, and you set me free.
Yeah, see, I really think, especially at the last part when he was saying, I don't want to leave you, I really think that this was more a person coming to terms with their passing. And let's be honest, grief and death is, to me, was one of the hardest things I ever dealt with. So I think that absolutely that plays into mental health because those we leave behind struggle a lot. And I often tell people, because a lot of people here in the comments have lost someone and are struggling with their own mental health. And I often tell people, how can you share that person's love with the world? And I've seen that help a lot of people kind of reframe how they take death and loss. And it took me a long time to get to that point. That was not something that my mom passed away and I came to that the week after, the month after, the year after. It took me a long time to get to that point where I really asked myself, what could I do for her? How do I tap into her love and her wisdom and her legacy? And it's as simple as on the anniversaries of their deaths or on her birthday or my dad's birthday, I will just go find a homeless person and take them out to dinner or something. And I actually made a very, very good friend that way. If I can real fast, I actually like to share the story of that. I picked this guy up. He had a sign, he was asking for money, and I gave him a couple dollars that I had on me. And at the end of it, like I just sat there for a second and I noticed his dad or his hat had an eagle on it, which my dad correlated as his spirit animal. And I stopped for a second, kind of cocked my head, and I said, "Hey, would you like to go get something to eat, get some dinner?" And he kind of looks at me real weird like and says, "Okay," and grabs his little backpack and gets in the car. And he's sitting there very uncomfortable like, and he just looks at me and says, "So how do you know I'm not gonna kill you?" And I just smiled and said, "Because I have a loaded gun right here." But I took him out and we ate, and at the what was kind of in the middle of it, in the middle of the meal, he broke down crying, and I said, "Oh my God, are you okay? Is something going on?" And he said, "You are the first person in years that has treated me like a human." And I connected so much to my dad through him, in him. I saw the hat and it made me connect to my dad. And those are the kind of things that I do to honor my parents' legacy is this guy has been invisible for years, and all it took was someone seeing him to reignite his hope and faith. And we ended up getting him into a place and he adopted several of my rescue dogs and we're still friends to this day. But I think that that's a really big part of grief is finding a way, and they don't talk about that. I went through grief counseling, I went to a grief support group, and I don't remember anybody ever talking about that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But can we take a second, by the way, to talk about their hair? I'm a little jealous of the singer or the band in general's hair. Like, how do I get my hair that voluminous? uh, this is obviously not current day. I'm guessing. I'm guessing this music is a little older, but this is not what I expected from a band called Megadeth. Definitely not what I was anticipating. I expected something a little harder. So I guess that's my lesson for judging a book by its cover or a band by its name in this case. But j'ai adoré vraiment cette chanson. I really loved this song, and it gave me a lot to think about. And I've been struggling with loss lately and grief and stuff, so it really gave me a lot to reconnect with in my own world and in my own insights. But thank you guys so much, like I said, for being here today. And I encourage you to share your stories, as always, in the comments below. That's how we shatter the mental health stigma, is we talk about it. So whether it's just your mental health journey or you want to talk about someone that you've lost, someone that is no longer with us, feel free to do that here in the comments. I read every single comment. I love just hearing your stories, and I love hearing about your loved ones. So many people have shared stories of their loved ones that have passed on, and it's amazing. It's an amazing way just to connect with them. As I was saying, that's what we can do. I keep a memory journal of my parents. So every time I have a little memory, I write it down, and then I take time on their anniversaries and birthdays and special dates like that to write in it. But leave your stories here in the comments. Help me shatter the mental health stigma. Like I said, make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button if you have not already. Click the bell so you get the notifications. Make sure to share this video. You never know who needs to hear this message and who needs a safe, non-judgmental place to come share their story. And I love you guys so, 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 so much. Mwah!